Welcome back to Late Night Nashville, ladies and gentlemen. We got a real treat for you right now. It's not every day I get to introduce a real music legend. This man first joined the Oak Ridge Boys in 1965. Through the following years after that, they won every award known in gospel music and went to the top of the charts there. It was under his vision that he led the Oak Ridge Boys to country music, and the rest is history. 30 million albums sold, multi-platinum singles and albums. They won all the ACMs, CMAs, Grammy Awards. He's a member of 2 Hall of Fames, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame and the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. He's also lately been showing his passion as a true artist with his painting, and we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. You folks may know him as the most recognizable face in any genre of music. I know him as my father. Would you welcome William Lee Golden?
Pulled out the driveway past an old tar paper shack. Standing at her mailbox, an old woman waves as I look back. I'm gonna miss my family, and I'll need all the letters that they'll send. It's gonna be a long time before I travel down this red dirt road again. Louisiana Red Dirt Hiway, I've been down a million times with the tin barns and the pine trees. I'm gonna take them with me in my mind. Gonna take them to the city where a man can make good money, so they say. I'm already pretty lonesome, and my tires ain't even slung off all the clay. The mud grips would make their own designs, and they'd zigzag for miles. And the one-lane bridge that runs across the creek that I swam in as a child. The sawmill was 30 miles away, and my daddy brought it wood. Mama done the cooking and the cleaning and taught us what was good. Louisiana Red Dirt Highway, I've been down a million times with the tin barns and the pine trees. I'm gonna take them with me in my mind. I'm gonna take them to the city where a man can make good money, so they say. I'm already pretty lonesome, and my tires ain't even slung off all the clay. Tin barns and the pine trees, I'm gonna take them with me in my mind. I'm gonna take them to the city where a man can make good money, so my tires ain't even slung off bald play.
Welcome my father, William Lee Golden, to Late Night Nashville. First off, I'm just so proud to be your son, and I wanted to publicly say how proud I am to call you my dad, and I'm so proud that you came on the show tonight.
Well, Chris, I'm honored to be here. You know, I've heard so many great things about it and seeing it, what you've done with it, and all the great guests you've had on. It's just an honor to be here with you. And I'm so proud of you, too. You're a great son, you're a great talent, and you've been a great blessing in my life, and I just want to thank you for that.
I appreciate you. Man, this is, thank you very much. You know, the song that you just sang for us, Louisiana Red Dirt Hiway, you first recorded that a few years back, right?
I did. I recorded that on a Mercury project back in 1990, I guess it was, and it was a song that Tony Brown brought for me to sing on that project, and he produced it, and we did a video on it. Went back to our hometown there, Bruton, Alabama.
Right.
And God rest my mother's soul. She was the lady that waved at me when I was leaving home, and she waved in the video, and
I remember
so
seeing
I treasure those memories. And the farm that I grew up on, we filmed a lot of it around there, and the creek that I used to swim in. And
yeah, the red clay roads and Coldwater Creek.
Yeah.
That was a #1 video for CMT.
It was a #1 video for about 4 or 5 weeks on CMT back in 1990, and
as a solo act.
As a solo act, and it was in the top 10 for about 14 weeks.
Wow.
For over 3 months.
Well, I know I always enjoyed getting to sing it with you, because during those days we were singing together on the road, and I used to love to play the mandolin and sing that song with you. I always loved it. You've recently re-recorded it.
I did. I recorded it this year with the Oak Ridge Boys, actually, on a Cracker Barrel project. We recorded a new album for Cracker Barrel, 12 songs, and that was one that they wanted me to record for the project, and it was really a lot of fun to pull the song back out and be able to sing it again, because it's the first time I've been able to sing it with the Oak Ridge Boys is after we had recorded it.
Well, you got a great cut on it, and it'll be coming soon to a Cracker Barrel near you. And so you can go get your chicken and dumplings and buy a new Oak Ridge Boy album called, what's the name of it?
It's Only Natural.
It's Only Natural. Well, you are a natural. You grew up singing and have such a great history and have been doing it since you were a little boy. You grew up singing with your sister, my aunt.
Yeah, my sister Lynette and I used to sing on Granddaddy Golden's radio show when we were both young, and I was playing guitar and singing. Her and Mother helped teach me how to sing harmonies and play the guitar, and we'd sing it on the radio on Granddaddy Golden's radio show and the old country church, and then we would also sing at a lot of church functions and Fifth Sunday meetings and revivals and all of that. So it was a lot of great memories, and I treasure that opportunity to learn playing and singing from being a little kid, growing up playing and singing, you know. So it's something that I carry with me wherever I go, is all those memories, because that was my foundation.
I'll tell you what always blew me away was your father plowed 80 acres with a pair of mules, and you know, I know you grew up without electricity and water for a lot of years, so you were probably in your early teens, but what always was wild to me was how, as tough as he had it, he bought you a beautiful Gibson guitar, and he bought Lynette, your sister, a beautiful Gibson mandolin, and he believed in y'all's talent enough to get you the best of the best. You know?
He did. you know, we were playing, like I said, on radio and all, and he wanted us to have good instruments. We went to Mobile, Alabama, to a music store there, and they had these beautiful Gibson guitars. He brought me a brand new acoustic F-hole Gibson, 1950, and I was 10 years old.
Wow.
When he bought it, and got Lynette a matching Sunburst Gibson mandolin and with the F-holes in it, and it was,
You still
I
got
still
the guitar?
got that Gibson guitar.
Do you ever play it?
Occasionally I get out and strum a few things, but my fingers are so soft and my nails get too long, and
Mine
it's
are-
hard to make a good chord.
Mine do too. Well, what a lot of people may not know is that you were, you know, the Oak Ridge Boys have such a long history going back to the 40s, and a lot of members come and went, but you were a fan of the group before you ever joined them. Is that right?
I was. I kind of got to know the Oak Ridge Boys. I was singing, you know, part-time, working at the farm, working at a paper mill, and singing on the weekends around Bruton and all over this, you know, Alabama and Florida, and we would play and sing. I had a little trio, the Pilots Trio, that would travel around, and I got to meet the Oak Ridge Boys at some big all-night sings, the big sundown to sunup all-night singing at Bonifay, and then in Pensacola, Florida, when they would come play there, in Panama City, and so I got to know them and was a big fan of their group, and bought their records, and when they had a personnel change, I came to Nashville and talked to Smitty Gatlin about possibly trying out for the group. And so we sang some together, and I went back home, and then a couple of months later, he called and said that they had just, one of the guys was leaving the group and wanted me to come join them. And so I packed my bags and waved by, and
Waved by to the cotton fields.
I did.
Yeah.
So,
But you still have the family farm down there, so you can go back and
yeah, I still go
get
visit.
your feet in the dirt when you want to, when you got to get
do.
grounded.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you won every major award, you know, under your tenure with the Oak Ridge Boys. You know, y'all were the biggest and the best in gospel. Nobody could touch you. You outsold everybody and won every award, and were true innovators in gospel music. First to have a rock, you know, like rock drummer and all that stuff. It was back when the Dove Awards were mostly Southern gospel at that time.
Right.
But it was under your vision that y'all went country. Did you ever have hesitation about doing that, or?
No, not really. I just felt like that we should expand our music. We were singing about a subject that a lot of people only wanted to hear and think about only one day a week. And there's 6 more days in the week that we were all living, and you know, we had families and loved ones, and singing country songs, which is songs about life. And so I felt like it was a natural evolution for us, you know, being kids, growing up in church and singing, but to be able to we had a great group, I thought, and the records kind of proved that those guys were the best. And so just to be a part of that team and take us to use our talents to expand our music to 7 days a week, and to sing songs about life and great country music songs, which are story songs about life.
And from that vision, you know, we're so blessed because you got to live a lot of your dreams, you know, you got to see it and do a lot of your dreams. Well, you know, during the dark days when you were not with the Oak Ridge Boys anymore, a lot of people, you know, that was to get the rug pulled out from under you like that from a group that you had built up and done all that. You know, a lot of people thought that was wild, but it was one of the best times in my life because we got to go out on the road together, and although we never had the major success that we dreamed of, well, we sure stomped the terra, didn't we?
We had a great time. Every day was a good day, and it was so much fun to travel with you and Rusty and the band, and all the guys, Greg Gordon and Don Breland and Skip Mitchell and all these other guys that helped us out.
That was a lot of fun. That was those days were indeed golden for me. That was well, man, lately you have showed your passion as more than just a singing artist. You've been painting a lot lately, and
I have. I've kind of picked up paint brushes here in my, in my mature life, and it kind of helps keep me out of trouble, Chris. So what I did is about 10 years ago, I got a gift from Brendan Solomon one Christmas because I'd always stop the car, jump out with a camera, and take photographs of landscapes. And I'd get back in the car and I'd say, that'd be a great painting, that setting right there. And I'd always say, one day I'd like to try to paint. And I never did go out and buy my own painting supplies at that time. But they gave me a gift of painting supplies and easels, canvas, brushes, paints, and some books about it, and several of those photographs that I had taken, landscape photos of. And so it's something that I've found a new love and an interest, a new passion for, and that's each painting is a growing process, and I look back on my early paintings and see how far I've come basically in 10 years. But I was honored last year to have a show at the Tennessee State Museum.
And when you talk about looking back on stuff you'd painted, that show down there, I got invited to the big reception you had there at the Tennessee State Museum, and I knew you'd been painting for a long time. But when I saw all of them in one room, in one setting, under the lights, what knocked me back was how many of them you had done. I knew that you'd been doing it for a while, but I didn't realize you had done that many paintings. And they looked beautiful there. It was a great event, a great time at the Tennessee State Museum. And you've done other art shows as well.
Yeah, I've had showings at other venues, at the Alabama Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Out in Missouri at a big winery, I had a big art showing, and I've done some at some other venues. Here in Hendersonville, I had one at the Hendersonville Arts Council here at the big historic
Mont Haven there.
Had all of my collection set up in all those 3 or 4 rooms that we displayed them in.
Well, you have a book here. It's available at williamleegolden.com. It has all your paintings in here. And I'll tell you, this thing right here is really unique. This is your 3rd solo project. You've got so many irons in the fire, not like 160 or 80 days a year on the road with the Oak Ridge Boys is enough. But you've recorded another solo album, and this one is all about art. That's a unique thing. That's a unique concept. Where did you come up with that?
Well, it was for the showing that I had coming up at the Tennessee State Museum. We wanted to put together some product that the museum wanted to be able to have in their gift shop. So we kind of come up with the idea. Brenda helped me put together the showing and some of that stuff, and she also had the idea that I should do some songs about painting. So we got friends that recorded 2 original songs for the project, and also did some old songs. They're classic songs. Yeah. And Kix Brooks interviewed me about the art showing and about my art and these songs, and so that's on here, his interview and introducing each of these songs. But we did Paint Me a Birmingham, which was a big country record, and we did Vincent, Starry, Starry Night by Don McLean had recorded that and had it, but it's a song about Vincent van Gogh, the famous artist.
One of my favorites is, When I Paint My Masterpiece, the old Bob Dylan song.
It's a Bob Dylan song that
it's
we put on.
It's a unique project, it really is. Got a lot of stars on there with you.
Yeah, I had Sonia Isaacs with the Isaacs, Mark Lowry from the Bill Gaither Vocal Band, and had you played on there, and
I was honored.
Some great musicians, and had Jimmy Fortune from the Statler Brothers came and sang with me on there. And
You also sang with Jimmy on a new thing on the Civil War songs. It was just out on public PBS.
right.
That was another side project you're doing on the Civil War.
Yeah, it was a real fun experience. And Bo Bice was on that, and he
sure
did an
was.
outstanding job on
With
that.
Texas Bluebell or something, Blue
yeah.
Bonnet? Bonnie Blue Flag, that's right. Well, you
So-
know what a lot of people may not know, everybody thinks of you, man, that's the guy does your dad really sleep in a teepee and he's a mountain man and this and that? But lately you've become quite a BlackBerry man and social networking guy. You're a Facebooker. So you're gonna have to, you already got too many friends.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to go to his other public page and like him, like I do. Anyway, you'd have to. I wished it had a love button. I'd push that one. You've always been a visionary. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
well, hopefully continuing to sing, when we live and we sing, we sing a lot of songs. We've been fortunate enough to have them as big records, and to have a guy like, and when we got ready to do this Cracker Barrel project, they want us to do Elvira. So I thought that the appropriate thing to do was to bring Ron Chancey back, our longtime record producer.
Right.
He produced all the hit records that the Oak Ridge Boys had. And to bring him back to produce Elvira, if we were going to re-record it, I thought it would be appropriate that he would be the man to produce it. And they wanted him to bring a couple of new songs into this project. So,
Are you going to do one for us tonight? Are you going to do another one for us tonight?
I'd love to do one that Ron Chancey brought to the table. And, it's a new song that hits you that you just never had heard before. And when you think that you've got all the great songs you're going to ever get the opportunity to record, then all at once something happens that you have a new opportunity in life. And Ron Chancey brought this song to us and said, hey, here's a song that I think's a great song. He said, and I hear Golden singing it, if you like it. He said, but I want to play it for y'all, and I really hear you singing lead on it. And which I was touched that he would even want to share such a great song for me to sing it.
Well, you sing it like you've been singing it for a long time.
And it's a song that touched my heart. It really takes me back, and it makes, because, as we get mature in life and we go down a lot of roads, we make a lot of mistakes, you have a lot of good times, and you see life is a fleeting, and as we get older, we realize just how fast things are passing away in front of us here. And so we should treasure every moment of every day and be thankful for every day that we wake up with life, with health, and with people around that we love and the people that love us. And it's a great gift, and I feel so blessed in life. But Ron brought this song, and you talk about things where I see myself, in 5 years. I hope I'll be singing this song because it's, music is what touches my heart, my emotion, my feelings, and to be able to share a song and expose our heart and our emotions and our feelings when we sing a song and give it to, you've got great musicians to be able to play with you, and you can interpret those songs. So
Well, if you're out there in 5 years singing, I sure hope I'm up there with you.
I do too. I hope
do.
you're right there with me.
One more quick question before we go, before you sing this other song. When you go to sleep at night, do the whiskers go above the covers or below?
Well, I tell you what, they can get into more mess than. Yeah, last night they got under the covers, and I woke up later, they were out of the covers and in my face, and then I tried to turn over and I got on them and was pulling my head down. There's, you know, Cal knows exactly what I'm talking about.
He does. He knows what you're
so
talking
I've
about.
learned to live with it, and I'd be lost without it now.
Well,
So I want to
you.
sing another song before I die.
Okay. I love you, Dad. Thanks for coming on the show. Stand up here. Whitley Golden. All right.
Before I die, I wanna hit the Mississippi in a boat I've yet to buy. Take it out in the Gulf where the water meets the sky, and nothing on God's green earth looks dry. I wanna see that stadium in New York from a right field seat. Maybe catch a home run when a new all-star goes deep, and pretend that's Maris and Mantle pointing up at me while I can still breathe, while this old heart still has another beat. It's time I put some living in these dreams. Before I die, I want to learn all about how a man swallows pride. Find the strength to tell my daddy he was right, and tell mama I'm sorry about that night. For I'm called up, I want to be the kind of man that a woman wants to love. Find a side of me that's a different kind of tough, who ain't ashamed to need the man above. While I can still breathe, while this old heart still has another beat, it's time I put some living in these dreams. And Lord, I know these are the things I should have done a long time ago. When I close my eyes, I wanna feel at ease. If I left right now, I couldn't rest in peace. While I can still breathe, while this old heart still has another beat, it's time I put some living in these dreams. Before I die, wanna hit the Mississippi in a boat I've yet to buy.